Live stream na, sir. All right, good morning, everyone. Our participants from Congressional District 1 for this Teaching Grammar Communicatively. Good morning. Good morning as well to our facilitators and to our training team. So I hope everyone is ready and set for this day's session. So yesterday we have a lot of learnings that we got from our speakers, and a lot of questions were also raised that were uh, the means where we are enlightened by the things that we were confused about the topics that we had yesterday. So I hope that we will have the same enthusiasm today as we will proceed, or we will continue with this webinar. And this is just the second day. We'll have another day tomorrow, and there are a lot of things to expect. There are a lot of learnings to expect. So I believe everyone is now set. So by the way, let me acknowledge our um, training team, Ma'am Marilo Arbasto, Sir Ronilo Palingkod, Sir Peter Paul Cubay, Sir Ray Marvin Lambo, Sir Jesse Locahis, and Ma'am Peregrita Datahan, and yours truly, which will, of course, do the officer of this morning. So, and to start with, we'll have our nationalistic song to be followed by a prayer.
Ako'y anak ng lupa. Ako'y anak ng lupang hinirang, kung saan matatagpuan ang timyas ng perlas ng silangan, nagniningning sa buong kapuluan. Taglay ko ang hiwaga ng silangan, at saan mang bayan o lungsod, maging timog, hilaga at kanluran, ang Pilipino ay namumukod. Sama-sama nating abutin pinakamatayog na bituin, at ang aking tagumpay, tagumpay ng aking lahi, tagumpay ng aking lipi, ang tanging hinimithi at hinahangat. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat. Ako ay may isang munting pangarap sa ating dakilang lupain, at sa sama-sama nating pagsisikap, sama-sama ring mararating ang iba't ibang galaw, iisang patutunguhan. Dito isang araw, isang kapuluan. Sama-sama nating abutin pinakamatayog na bituin, at ang aking
right, please feel the presence of the Lord as we have our prayer.
Know each one of us by name and have caused us we say that we are dependent on you and our trust is in you completely. As we surrender ourselves in adoration, we welcome you amongst us today and celebrate the gift of life that you have lavished upon each of us. We ask that you would open our ears so that we may hear your voice. Open our minds so that we may receive your eternal wisdom. Open our spirits so that we may know your leading and guidance, and open our hearts so that we may receive your wonderful love. Lord, we thank you for the speakers and facilitators. We pray that you would give them great inspiration as they share with us what you have placed on their hearts. We pray that you would fill them with courage and give them your peace. We ask all this in the glorious name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, so everyone, so to start the day with an energy and to make our minds ready and of course our body ready, because I know even if it's just virtual webinar, still it would be exhausting if you're not ready physically and mentally. So it would be much fitting for us to start with an energizer.
All right. This was nice and fun. We had fun putting it together. I have Nishi here with me. Let's go. Tap.
Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll.
Clap, clap. Open.
Kink out, get the drum rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing
Good.
song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown.
All right. We're going to keep the hands the same. We're going to change the feet. Take it out. 4.
This is dead, heavy, can't hear the bass boom. I'm ready.
Good, good. Open.
Sweetest honey, yeah, this beat's chain like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know
All right. We're going to have a change here. Rock. Good. Up, then down. Rock. Up, down. Shine. Good. Nice and smooth. Rock it out. And up. We're going to start from the top.
Bring a friend, join the crowd, whoever wanna come along. Word up, time, just move every up the wall.
Good.
Sky's the limit, so against the breakdown.
Once again, we're going to change that leg motion to open and close. Open.
Heavy, can you hear the bass boom? I'm ready. Levies, sweetest honey, yeah, this bitch chain like money.
Good. All right. This was nice and fun. We had fun putting it together. I have Nishi here with me. Let's go. Tap.
Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll.
Clap, clap. Open.
Kink out, get the drum rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing
Good.
song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown.
All right. We're going to keep the hands the same. We're going to change the feet. Take it out. 4.
This is dead, heavy, can't hear the bass boom. I'm ready.
Good, good. Open.
Sweetest honey, yeah, this beat's chain like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know.
All right. We're going to have a change here. Rock. Good. Up, then down. Rock. Up, down. Shine. Good. Nice and smooth. Rock it out. And up. We're going to start from the top.
Bring a friend, join the crowd, who wanna come along. Word up, time, just move every up the wall.
Good.
Sky's the limit, so against the breakdown.
Once again, we're going to change that leg motion to open and close. Open. Rock. Good. Shine. Rock it out. Up. We're going to have a change here. Roll it over. Good. Roll. Shine. Rock it out. Good. Here we go. Stomp it. Stomp that foot. Keep it going. All right, we're going to have that gentle sway from the top. Good. Nice and easy. We're going to let it shine up and over. 4, 3. Back to the hook. Rock it out. And up and down. Good. Shine it out. Rock it out. Roll it over. Good. 2 more. Shine. Rock it out. Woo!
All right, so I hope everyone is energized by that very simple movements, but at least it would actually set our body and our mind ready for today's session. So is everyone ready? I guess everyone is. And by the way, once again, let me acknowledge our training team, Ma'am Marilo Arbasto, Sir Ronilo Palingkod, Peter Paul Cubay, Sir Ray Marvin Lambos, Sir Jason Lucajes, Ma'am Peregrita Datahan, and of course, our education program supervisor in English, Sir Pablito Villalon, and of course, our schools division superintendent, Sir Bianito Dagatan, and our ESDSS. We have Sir Tinoy Turadio and Sir Danny Gudulusao, and the rest of our bosses there in the division of office. Good morning, everyone, as well as, of course, to our dear participants in this second day of the teaching grammar communicatively in the Philippines, particularly in the division of Bohol, Congressional District 1, English Junior High School teachers. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Sir
sir.
Felix.
All right, good morning. Are you all excited for today's session? I believe yesterday we have a lot of things learned from the speakers and new things. And there are also others who are, of course, were enhanced because they already have it in their system. So today we will have another set of speakers and another set of sessions, which of course is very full of things for us, which would be very useful when we will be in our field. And of course, to do that would be our, of course, eloquent speakers from the division of Bohol. Of course, our English teachers, selected English teachers in the division of Bohol. So allow me to introduce our first speaker for this morning session. So our speaker is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Education, major in English at the Divine Word College, Tagbilaran City, now Holy Name University. And she is also a graduate of Master of Arts, major in English at Holy Name University. And she also graduated Doctor of Philosophy, major in Educational Management at Holy Name University. She was one of the DLP I-Plan and module writer in English for junior high school for the whole division. And she has taught in St. Anthony Academy in Carmen for 2 years. And in the Department of Education, she already has 24 years of experience. 4 years from Oy National High School and 20 years from Lubbock National High School. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all have a virtual applause as we welcome our speaker for this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Gemma Calacar. Virtual applause, please.
Thank you so much, the ever eloquent Sir Felix, for that wonderful introduction. I would like to say good morning to the two brilliant and supportive team managers Ma'am Marilo Arbasto and Sir Ronelo Palingcod, also to my co-facilitators, Sir Felix Anyasco, Sir Jesse Lucajes, Sir Marvin Lambos, Sir Paul Kubay, and to Ma'am Perigrita Datahan. Good morning, ma'am and sirs. Hello, CD1 Junior High School teachers. How are you today? Good morning and welcome to our day 2 webinar with the topic Integrating Grammar into a Skill-Based Lesson. This is session 3 of the webinar series of Teaching Grammar Communicatively in the Philippines. But before going further, let me acknowledge the owner of the slides, Ms. Samantha Parks, one of the national facilitators in teaching grammar communicatively in the Philippines. And this has been modified by Ms. Sharon D., the regional learning facilitator. Please consider yourselves on the right track in taking part of this webinar, as I did also consider myself the same when I attended this one. New learnings mean we will be more equipped as a teacher. You may be already knowledgeable in teaching grammar, but there are still many things to learn even when we are already proficient teachers. As teachers, we need to learn, relearn, and unlearn in order to be adept of the field we are teaching. We need to learn more strategies which are useful in creating interactive ways in order for our learners to learn effectively so that lifelong learning can really be attained. Our goal in this session is to be participative, such as in answering true or false questions, revising sentences, or writing short statements as a response to each question. Then, you will post your responses on our chat box. Please bear with me in this 2-hour session. It is a fact that we cannot serve 2 masters at the same time. You need to focus so you will not get distracted with other things. I know we are now very busy preparing for the coming opening of classes. Again, please be with me and with the other facilitators for the rest of the session so that we could serve the purpose of this webinar. In teaching grammar, the biggest challenge is in how to have conceptual understanding and how we can let our students memorize the basic rules. I do not deny the fact that there were times when I taught grammar for the sake of teaching it alone. Did you do the same? Really, traditional teaching focuses on grammar. Learning the rules is good, but it would be more meaningful when it is taught through experience. So this session paves way to that notion. Let's take a look at the terminal objectives. At the end of the 2-hour session, the participants shall be able to create own activities showing the integration of grammar teaching into language skills instructions. So you are expected to do activities here that integrates grammar teaching in classroom instructions. As a versatile teacher, I know you can create this. You just need to upgrade yourselves in coming up with integrated activities. Let's talk about our objectives for this morning. You need to have a common understanding why grammar and language skills shall be taught together. You have to identify ways in which grammar teaching and language skills instruction can be integrated. I had just said a while ago that we need to upgrade ourselves in order to find ways in teaching grammar communicatively. Then you have to explore ways to create or adapt materials to meet students' need. For always, the focus why we teachers exist is because of our learners. Do you agree with me? Here's a quick agenda for us so you can keep track of where we are. We are going to review last session's webinar. We are going to examine integrated language teaching. We're going to experiment with adapting an activity So we're going to take one activity and talk about how we can adapt it for different grammar situations for the different levels of proficiency. We're going also to have a grammar practice by refreshing our knowledge in grammar. And the last addendum is we're going to identify extension options. So this will what happened to our 2-hour session. Now, let's do a quick review of what has been discussed yesterday by our speaker, Dr. Jeselu Cajes. Participants, please get ready now. Kindly post in the chat box one thing you learned from our second webinar, ways of mediating grammar instruction and activities. Again, post in the chat box one thing you learned from our second webinar, ways of mediating grammar instruction and activities. You can have a word, a phrase, or a sentence. I will give you time to do this. 3 minutes will be enough. Okay, start. Please post one thing you learned from our second webinar, ways of mediating grammar instruction and activities. Okay, I've seen here Shara Marie Lagas, expose, explain, engage. Jojeline Malales, engage. We have Veronica Lorette, grammar recording amazed me. Wow. What else? Other learnings. What about other participants? Here, Feby, 3Es. Okay, thank you. Carla Dales, you have there engaging and meaningful activities. Maria Ligaya Toralba, wow, my friend. Grammar in context. What else? We have Justin Arizola, the use of appropriate pronouns. Leia Barcelona, grammar with context, meaningful, relevant. Wow. So that means you learned a lot from the topic of Dr. Jeselo Cajes yesterday. Let's proceed. Okay, I have here a word cloud where I have picked some of the words from your answers. These are the common words that you have written in the chat box. So you mentioned there the 3Es. Most of you wrote the 3Es: expose, explain, engage. And I also have here a quote posted from the page of Teaching Grammar Communicatively in the Philippines FB page, which says, create a meaningful experience, expose, explain, engage, by Maria Santia Arbolida. Another one also said that learn about the life experiences of our learners and connect those experiences in teaching grammar communicatively. Apply the 3Es and be empowered to teach, by Rowena M. Magdayo. So let us all remember to teach the 3Es and be empowered to teach grammar communicatively. Now, let's have our second addendum, which is to examine integrated integrated language teaching. What is integrated language teaching? Do you have any idea? Integrated language teaching is an approach where students learn a subject and a second language at the same time. This will encourage the students to develop integrated skills. And these integrated skills focus on the four main English skills, which are reading, writing, speaking, and listening, are sometimes called the macro skills. So it is the mixing up of these skills that makes it integrated. And this can be achieved through a communicative language teaching methodology. So what is communicative teaching language methodology? This is an approach to language teaching that emphasizes interaction where the teacher acts as a facilitator rather than an instructor. Because of this, it will help develop the students' real-life communication. So there should be a mixing up of the four macro skills in order to achieve the goal of teaching grammar communicatively. Please take a look at these three images and try to examine what do these images have in common, or what are these three images rather. How could they be related to English language teaching? I want you to post on the chat box by telling what you see in these three images. What are these? Please post in your chat box. And how could they be related to English language teaching? So we still have here that says rules of grammar should not only be based on fluency, but with accuracy as well. Okay, wow, interwoven by Ma'am Zinona Kalimpusan. Hi there, Ma'am Zinona. Thank you for your answer. What else? Yes, interwoven. What else? Some more? We also have from Ivy Mondoyo, interwoven again. Wow, Veronica Loretti, connected, linked. Feby, interconnected, related. From Jujilin Malales, we have interconnected. Wow, very good answers. From Janice Tagsa, we have integrated. Thank you, Ma'am Janice. From Ma'am Pernes Datahan, interdisciplinary. Thank you, Ma'am Pernes. From Justin Arizola, we have there connected and integrated, then applied. Some more. Mom Veronica Loretti. Each component interrelates with all others. Yes, ma'am, you are very correct. They are all interrelated. Are there still? Okay, so we have here a spider web, And in the middle, we got a picture of arrows pointing at different directions. And the last picture shows waving a mat. How can we relate this to language teaching? This tapestry weaving can aid our understanding of the complexities and interrelatedness of each important strand of the process, that in language teaching, there is a variation and intermingling needed to create something beautiful. So in teaching grammar, we should incorporate the 4 macro skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, in order to have a better understanding of our language. So thank you so much. Interrelatedness. That's the word of the day. Let us have to deepen this one as we have a reality check. It is a fact that we are so engrossed in using our textbooks. It serves as our blueprint, our Bible. We do so because we want to have a very presentable lesson about grammar to our students. We also follow what is in the curricula, but as we evaluate these materials, most use only one language skill. We want to teach focusing on one skill alone, right? It could be listening alone or speaking alone, reading or writing alone, grammar alone, or no grammar at all. If this is the situation, there is no integration of the 4 language skills. So it is very important that a language teacher must be very resourceful, that he or she could find ways on how to teach grammar using the 4 skills. Let's try this true or false activity. Please get ready with your chat box. True or false? It's best to focus on just one language skill at a time, so we don't confuse our students. Each activity should clearly be a listening, speaking, reading, or writing activity, and grammar should be taught separately. What do you think? Is it true or false? Wow, paspasa kayong answer. False, 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 false. Another answers? So all of you answered false. Yes, false. Paspas na good. I cannot read your names. Yes, false. From Ma'am Janice, that's false. In order to determine what the answer is to the true or false question, we should have solved another question. Is it possible to separate language skills? Again, is it possible to separate language skills? When we think about it, we're going to reveal some interesting ideas. Take this as examples. Students in a listening or speaking course will need to read directions or take notes. And students in a reading or writing course will need to listen to instructions and ask questions orally. So it is very difficult actually to separate the 4 main language skills. That is why, as language teachers, we cannot separate the skills in teaching grammar. Let's think a little bit about what research suggests in a language development. Rebecca Oxford claims, we can think of language teaching as weaving a tapestry. If this weaving together does not occur, the strand consists merely of discrete segregated skills, parallel threads that do not touch, support, or interact with each other. This is sometimes known as the segregated skill approach or the language-based approach because the language itself is the focus of instruction or language for language sake. If we teachers are creative enough, we can apply the four macro skills in very class activities, creating a more engaging and motivating experience for our students. The tapestry of language learning. What is tapestry approach? What is this approach all about? Tapestry approach is a learning approach which has a purpose to make students become more active in language learning by giving materials that match their skills, abilities, goals, backgrounds, and interests of students. The materials are arranged well so students attract to follow the learning process. This learning approach is flexible because the material can be arranged when it does not match with students' needs and goal. Tapestry approach is an approach that is responsive to the needs of the learners. So what is then are the roles of the teacher in tapestry approach? The teacher is the information gatherer who observes students' development in the learning process. In the tapestry approach, the teacher is the decision maker. She or he is also the motivator to the students to acquire their English. And he is or she is the facilitator for a group activity. So tapestry approach encourages a task-based learning. So what is the analogy of tapestry approach? Here it is. A weavers require stable looms to turn out quality tapestries. Learners' purposes and needs are fundamental to language development. So it is important to identify the needs of our learners to help them in their language development. That is why we can say that tapestry approach is integrative in nature. What are the benefits of an integrated skills approach? Integrated skills approach exposes English language learners to authentic language and they interact naturally in English. Meaning to say, they can use English in a variety of contexts. How can they interact naturally? They have the TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Then English language learners understand how to use English to communicate. If we teach our students in English, it means that they are going to communicate with the world. English is not just for school. It is a real way of interacting and sharing. So it is not only used in the four walls of our classroom, but it is used everywhere. It is also highly motivating to students of all ages and backgrounds. If we teach integrated skills approach, the students can communicate and share their ideas to others freely, and it motivates learners despite their background and status. So, integrated skills approach allows the teacher to build in more variety into the lesson because the range of activities will be wider instead of just having listening. The students can have speaking, reading, and writing practice. This can raise their motivation to learn English. I have here another true or false question. True or false? It's best to focus on just one language skill at a time so we don't confuse our students. Each activity should clearly be a listening, speaking, reading, or writing activity, and grammar should be taught separately. What's your answer? False. Yes, absolutely false, Ma'am Zinona. False from Sir Justin. We have Ma'am Lumba, Ma'am Nini Lumba, false. Wow, Ma'am Fabi, false. Okay, so the answer is on the screen. It's a false. Ma'am Rowella Pancho, thank you for participating, ma'am. Ma'am Annabella Saya, false. Another true or false question for you. It's best to always teach grammar at the beginning of the lesson or activity so students learn it and can use it. What do you think? It's best to always teach grammar at the beginning of the lesson or activity so students learn it and can use it. Are you doing this one? So I'll check your answers later. Let's examine this idea. When should we teach grammar? Is there a specific time to do it? Let's go back to the research. Research suggests that teaching grammar at the point of need is most effective. What is this need? What does it mean? Basically, the research tells us that it's up for the teacher to decide when does the student needs grammar support. Well, this could come at the different parts of the lesson. It could be at the beginning when students are preparing to do an activity, or during when they are doing the activity and need input from the teacher. Or it could also be after the activity to focus their attention on key patterns they used. So the idea is that teachers are the ones who can decide when is the best time to teach grammar. We should be sensitive and understand the needs of our students. We can teach before, we can teach during, because sometimes when we give activities to our students and we notice that the activity is not going very well, that's the time that we will teach grammar. We can do it pre, during, or post. It's all of the time that we teach grammar. We have here the answer to the true or false question. Yes, all of you are correct. Of course, CD1 junior high school teachers are very witty. It's best to always teach grammar at the beginning of the lesson or activity so students learn it and can use it. Of course, the answer is false. Because as what I have said, we can teach grammar at the beginning, at the middle, or at the end, or a combination of it all. Another question, true or false? Please get ready with your chat box. If there's no grammar point in my curriculum guide or handouts for a particular lesson, then I don't need to teach any grammar that day. Wow, very nice question. True or false? Wow, Mami Linda, false. False, false. Another answer we have here, false. Ivy, Mom Dolores, false. Thank you. So that means that you are active and listening to me. So dili na lang gyud ta mo tudlo og grammar because it is not in our curriculum guide. It should be taught every day. Yes, sir. Thank you, Sir Justin. It should be taught every day. So the answer is false. Let's find out by checking what's the reality behind these statements. What's the reality? Again, some books don't teach grammar explicitly. So di na lang jud mo teach og grammar kay wala sa libro, wala sa curriculum guide. That's our reality. Sometimes our students are not at the same level as the curriculum. Do you agree with this? So it is really a must to know the level of our learners. Students may have learned something but not yet internalized it. So as a language teacher, we have to enhance the knowledge of our learners. Here it is. Let's go back to our true false question that I have mentioned or read a while ago. True or false? If there's no grammar point in my curriculum guide or handouts for a particular lesson, then I don't need to teach any grammar that day. I remember this one during our DLP activities. Some says, I do not have grammar point in my curriculum guide or in the DLP activities, so I don't need to teach grammar that day. As language teachers, my dear CD1 teachers, we should be creative and resourceful in how we could integrate grammar in our lesson. We've already done with our theory portion. Now, let's proceed to our practice portion. I think this is going to be the most exciting and hopefully the most helpful in our teaching. Let us now have the third addendum, which is experiment with adapting an activity. Why do we need to adapt? How are we going to do it? What are these activities that we need to utilize in our teaching methodology? Of course, we have to start with our students. When we talk about teaching, our main focus is our learners. We always think of how we would be able to address their needs. Who comes into your mind when the question, what are they interested in? Who do you think has or have communicative needs? Who do you think has or have already knowledge in grammar? Of course, as teachers, we know what our learners' needs are because we know what they know and understand what they know. We can better design our instruction for them. So always start with your students. It is always best to prepare for communicative skills activities. Here is an activity. I want to find someone who. So this is the first activity. I want to find someone who. Are you familiar with this? Or have you been using this strategy in teaching grammar in your classroom? This is a good activity that learners find enjoyable. In the chat box, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. And the only rule here is please use complete sentences. Again, the rule, use complete sentences. Please get ready with your chat box. Ready. Again, the title of this activity is I want to find someone who teaches from home now. Answer. Write your answer in the chat box. Who teaches from home now? Who? Write your answer in the chat box. Who teaches from home now? Hello, my dear teachers. Who teaches from home now? Who? This is one strategy of teaching grammar communicatively. Second question. Who is drinking coffee or tea to stay awake? Wow, there's an answer. Parents teach at home now. Yes, yes, ma'am, Dolores. Parents teach at home now. We also have here Ma'am Ruela Pancho, parents as learning facilitator. Parents, good. Another one who teaches from home now. So who is drinking coffee or tea to stay awake? Who? Wow, Ma'am Melinda, I am drinking coffee to stay awake. And Ma'am Jocelyn, I drink coffee to stay awake. Coffee lovers. Another answer? I am drinking coffee now. Wow, Ma'am Dolores, yeah, because of the weather. Nindot kay inom mo coffee. From Justin Arizola, the teacher is drinking coffee now to stay awake in watching webinar. That's a very good answer, Sir Justin. Another question. Who has had problems with their internet? Who had problems with their internet? Do you have a problem with your internet connection there? Hello? Who has had problems with their internet? I do have problem with it. Ma'am Dolores, hindi ka nag-iisa. Else? Who else? Who has had problems with their internet? I used to have problems with internet connection before. Ma'am Veronica Lorete. Wow, before. So now, Ma'am Veronica, you have a strong internet connection. I hope so. Another answer? Okay, let's have another question. Who used to be afraid of teaching grammar? Are you afraid? Who used to be afraid of teaching grammar? I think nobody is afraid because nobody answered. All right, let's proceed. Here is another one. Let's try this one. Let's talk about this and analyze this activity. Another find someone who activity. A common speaking activity used to help students and teachers get to know one another. In this, you can use a pre-made handout or materials or create your own. Since you know best your learners, diba? You know best your learners, so you can make your own. This can also be modified for different proficiency levels. You may also have several possible extension activities. And this can be done face-to-face, online, via chat, email, text, send handout home, So these activities are tailored fit most especially when we use distance learning modality. Another format of the find someone who activity. Your students can use the pre-made material like this table, and they can easily fill out names of their classmates who they find fitted to the description given. So for example, Sam loves grammar. So plays instrument. Who likes to swim, has a dog, lives with a grandparent, reads every day, goes to the park every day, likes Aquaman, knows someone famous. So students will only fill in names here in the table. And this is another strategy for finding someone who. You can also scaffold this activity like when you asked, do you love grammar? Then answer, yes, I do, or no, I don't. You can also have, do you have a dog? Yes, I do have. No, I don't have a dog. Do you play an instrument? So, and so on. That is scaffolding the activity, this find someone who activity. You can also have this format of the find someone who has activity. This time, the grammar integrated is the present perfect tense. All they have to do is to answer the question given and follow the pattern in forming an answer. So as teachers, you should give pattern to your students. If someone answers, yes, I have, sorry. So walk around the classroom and ask questions using the present perfect tense. Have you ever, and so on, example, have you ever had a problem with your teacher? If someone answers, yes, I have, write their name on that line and ask follow-up question like where, when, or why, and make notes. Find a different student for each sentence. So you can modify this one, you can have your own depending on your students. So this activity really encourages one to communicate. This is a very good strategy to develop communication skills. Given this scenario, you are going to answer the question, what grammar topics could you teach for this activity? Examples, you want to do a speaking activity with your students using find someone who has. So what grammar topic is this? You can post your answer in the chat box. Again, you want to do a speaking activity with your students using find someone who has. What grammar topic is this? So you answer 1 to 3. As students ask each other the questions, they record classmates' answers. Example, Chris, have you performed on stage? Samantha, yes, I have. And number 3, afterwards, Chris can report to the class. Samantha said she had performed on stage. So what grammar topic is this? Are these number 1, 2, and 3? Please post in your chat box. For number 1, what grammar topic is integrated there? Number 2 and number 3. What are your answers for number 1? What grammar activity is this? Okay, number 3. Wow, sir, past perfect tense. Another answer. Thank you, sir. Justine. What about number 1 and number 2? For number 1, what is that? What grammar topic is integrated for number 1 and number 2? Okay, thank you so much for your participation. Active gud kaayo ang taga CD1 Junior High School teachers. Wow, direct and indirect speech for number 3, Ma'am Dolores. Sir Justin again, yes or no question for number 2. Another answer. Thank you so much for your active participation, Ma'am Dolores and Sir Justin. Another answer. Number 3. Could it be a reported speech? Maminda Ibanez. Thank you, Maminda. Another answer. Ma'am Janice, adjectives. Justin Arizola, we have, sorry, Ma'am Justin, you're a female teacher. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. What a nice name, Ma'am, Justin. Some more answers? Okay, thank you so much. Very participative participants from CD1. So these are the possible answers for number 1, questions. Number 2, present perfect or past perfect. Number 3, reported speech. So what other grammar topics could you teach for this activity? What other grammar topics could we teach from this activity? So there are so many. We can have the subject-verb agreement, direct or indirect speech, modals, etc. We have here an answer. Wow, Ma'am Maria Cecilia Padonia, tag questions. Very good, ma'am. Yes, tag questions. Okay, thank you. Another activity that you need to post in the chat box. Again, please post your answer in the chat box. I hope everyone will cooperate. At what point in the lesson would it be good to teach the students how to turn statement into reported speech? A, before the activity. B, after the interviews but before the reporting. C, after the students report to notice the grammar they used. D, all of the above. What is your answer? Select A, B, C, or D. D. Maria Cecilia, D. Veronica, D. Justin, D. Melinda Vijungan, D. Rowella Pancho, D. Thank you very much for these participants. You are very active. Ma'am Nimisha Libranza, D. Another answer. Ma'am Jelen Alvarado, D. Dolores, Ma'am Dolores Mikabani, D. Okay, so most of your answers are all of the above. Yes, of course. You are exactly right. Here are the answers. Teachers could select any or all of this. Again, teachers could select any or all of this. It's your choice. Teachers know best. Options. You can review how to create reported speech before they start talking to each other. You can model possible answers as students are reporting their findings. You can also have students notice the forms they used and give corrections after they finish reporting. Or you can do all of this. Don't be afraid. Try new things. Meaning to say, you can have it before, during, or a combination. We still have answers here from Ma'am Shala Buga, letter D. Thank you, Ma'am Shala. We are now on agendum number 4, which is to refresh our grammar knowledge. So refresh, from the word refresh our grammar knowledge. It's time now to try the different approaches in teaching grammar. Can you still remember this approach? Inductive approach? What is it? In the inductive approach, the teacher presents the rule, then the learners do free practice. First, in the inductive approach, you can change the given statement to a reported speech. So, from I have visited Manila 3 times to supplying the name of the person who said that, it becomes Chris said he had visited Manila 3 times. So that is an example of an inductive approach. How about deductive approach? Take note of the steps. We have here the steps. You identify first the type of sentence and the tense, whether singular or plural, then change it to past perfect, just like have visited, which becomes had visited in the reported speech. Next is identify the pronoun used in the given sentence and change it to its equivalent pronoun in the reported speech. Here, I is changed to he, since it refers to Chris. Then follow the formula, said plus pronoun plus verb and the rest of the sentence. Let's practice. So let's practice. Get ready. Change the following sentences into a reported speech. Follow this pattern. X said plus pronoun plus verb plus the rest of the sentence. Samantha, I have performed on stage. Please get ready. Prepare your chat box. Change this into a reported speech. I have performed on stage. Wow, Maminda Ibanez. Samantha said that she had performed on stage. Thank you, Maminda. Another one from Mom Justine. Samantha said she had performed on stage. Mom Ruella, Samantha said that she had performed on stage. We have here Mom Dolores. Samantha said that she had performed on stage. No more? Wow, we are really actually refreshing our knowledge in grammar. Here it is. Here is the answer. I have performed on stage. Answer. Samantha said she had performed on stage. There is another answer from Mom Maria Cecilia. Samantha said that she had performed on stage. From Mom Melody Biluan. Wow, all of you had the correct answer. Samantha said that she had performed on stage. Let's try another one. Tana, I've flown an airplane. Change it into a recorded speech. I've flown an airplane. Ready? I've flown an airplane. I want to see your answers. Change it into a reported speech. Tana said she had flown an airplane, according to Ma'am Michelle. Ma'am Fabi, Tana said she had flown an airplane. Justine, Tana said she had flown an airplane. Pamela, we have here from Ma'am Dolores. Mikabani, what else? Ma'am Maria Cecilia, we have Tana said that she had flown an airplane. Thank you so much for your very active participation. Ma'am Rowella, Tana said that she had flown an airplane. Ma'am Nelsa Nalzaro, Tana said she had flown an airplane. We have Ma'am Ivy. Tana said she had flown an airplane. Another one. All right. Here is the answer. Tana said she had flown an airplane. So all of you are correct. Another one. Change this into a recorded speech. Chris, I've traveled to 30 countries. Again, I've traveled to 30 countries. Okay, who'll be the first one to answer? I'll check it out. Chris, I've traveled to 30 countries. Wow, Mom Justine. Chris said that she had traveled. Another one, Mom Minda. So our first one to answer is Mom Mom Justine. Another one, we have Mom Feby, Kathleen Joyce, Kano. We have Mom Feby. Chris said he had traveled to 30 countries. Another one, Mom Dolores. You get it right. Another answer, Johnny Lynn Aranzado. We have Ma'am Lisa Cruspiro, Ma'am Nelsa, Ma'am Maria Cecilia Padonia, Ma'am Nelsa Nalsaro. Another answer from you are all very active. That means that you are listening to me because you are all participating. We also have here Annabelle Lasea. Chris said he had traveled to 30 countries. Ma'am Shalame Buga, Chris said he had traveled to 30 countries. All right. Change the following sentences into a reported speech by following the pattern. X said plus pronoun plus verb plus rest of the sentence. So here are the answers of the three sentences that you change into a reported speech. Samantha said she had performed on stage. Another one, Tana said she had flown an airplane. Chris said he had traveled to 30 countries. Next activity. Post your answer in the chat box. Please get ready. Post your answer in the chat box. This is a self-assessment. I crashed it. I did all right. I'll practice some more. how are you going to assess yourselves? I crushed it, I did all right, or I'll practice some more. May I know your answers? Wow, Ma'am Maria Cecilia, I did all right. Janeline, letter B, I did all right. So I did all right, Ma'am Rowella. Yes, I crushed it. Ma'am Justin, Ma'am Kathleen, I did all right. Ma'am Nelsa, Ma'am Dolores, Ma'am Leia, I did all right. Ma'am Minda Ibanez, I crushed it. Wow, Ma'am Minda, you crushed it. Another one, Ma'am Lisa, I did all right. We have Ma'am Ivem, I did all right. Ma'am Shalami, I did all right again. We have Ma'am Juseline, I did all right. Okay, let's proceed. We are now on the last agenda, which is to identify extension options. Now let's have the recap. So far, we have created the Find Someone Who Has. Our students interviewed each other and asked questions. Our students recorded answers. We reviewed or learned how to convert from direct to reported speech. We did controlled practice. After those activities, the learners will be asked to answer the following questions. What was interesting or surprising? So if you have done with all the activities, you have to ask this. What was interesting or surprising? What did you learn about your classmates? What else do you want to know about them? Their answers will guide them to a communicative practice when they will display the skills they learned in the previous activities. Just like this one. I was surprised. Chris said he had visited Manila 3 times. I want to know if he came for work or for vacation. Sam said she had performed on a stage. I wasn't surprised by this because she's such a ham. Tana said she hadn't been to Comic Con, but I suspect she will someday. I also want to know what languages they have studied. Let's all review the points I have just discussed to you. This should be clear so we have a common understanding. 1. Grammar can be taught with other skills. Another, grammar can be taught at various points in the lesson. Teachers can adapt, edit, or create materials for their own students. Teachers know best what their students need. Teachers should be empowered to make choices and experiment. So for your assignment, here is your assignment. Please read on the screen, create your own find someone who or find someone who has. 1. Use question items meaningful for your students or adapt one from the resources. 2. Ask yourself, what grammar item will you integrate into the speaking activity? When will you teach it? Is it pre, during, or post? How would you teach it? Implicitly, explicitly, using memes, chants, or etc. Then kindly refer to these reminders to post your answers for your assignment. kindly have a screenshot of the assignment. Please take note of your assignment and you have to post on this link. This is your assignment link and your daily evaluation link is there. Were you able to copy the link? Okay, I'll give you time. These are the sources and references of my discussion. And please be guided with this quote that says, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And another food for thought. It's not just about ideas. It's about making ideas happen. Do it. With this, let me say thank you for your generous and active participation. Thank you very much for listening. Long live English teachers.
All right. So thank you very much, Ma'am Gemma. So how about
Thank you, sir.
let us give Ma'am Dr. Kalakar a virtual applause. Okay, that was brilliant sharing of ideas, Ma'am Gemma. So by the way, before we'll proceed with the Q&A, so we'll have first our health break because I know listening in front and viewing no virtually for about almost 2 hours, it would cost us of course some things to do. So maybe we'll have a health break for 10 minutes. Once 10 minutes is over, we'll be back for the Q&A. And while others are also having their health break, so if you have questions about the topic being discussed by Dr. Kalakar, so you may just post it in our chat box so that it will be uh, read and be answered later on during the Q&A portion. So once again, thank you very much, Dr. Kalakar, for that brilliant ideas that you have shared from the slides that you're given. So I do believe our learners or our participants have learned a lot from that discussion. Thank you, Ma'am Gemma.
Thank you so much also, sir.
Okay, and don't forget, again, the links that Ma'am Gemma shared to you, please do have a copy of it so that you will be guided later as you will do your activities. So Ma'am Gemma, do you still have something to say, Ma'am Gemma, while our participants are having their health break?
Sir, I am very much thankful to the CD1 Junior High School teachers because they really participate in my questions, in our, even if I cannot see all of them, I know that they are listening because they are very responsive on the activities that I want them to do. And thank you
Yes.
so much for that.
Okay, thank you also, Ma'am Gemma. Let me read to you the response of our participants now. Thank you very much, Ma'am Gemma. You are a brilliant speaker. We have learned so much from you. Wow, congrats, Ma'am Gemma. That's from Justin Arzola. By the way, again, for those who would want to have a health break, so health breaks lang, and then we will call you after 10 minutes for the Q&A. For those who have questions, please do prepare for it and just post it in our chat box. But for now, let me read to you some of the responses. Acknowledgement given to our speaker from Jodelin, Ma'am Jodelin. Thank you, Ma'am Gemma. Thank you, Ma'am, and God bless from Ella. How do you read this? Ella Jer. Oh, okay. From Ma'am Annabelle, thank you, Ma'am Gemma. God bless. From Ma'am Dolores, thank you so much, Ma'am Gemma, for sharing your expertise. God bless. From Ma'am Ligaya, Maria Ligaya, thank you, Ma'am Gemma. From Ma'am Minda Ibanez, thanks, Ma'am Gemma. I have learned a lot from you today. Wow, God bless. Thank you so much, Ma'am Gemma. That's from Ma'am Maria Cecilia. Thank you so much, Ma'am Gemma. God bless from Ma'am Deli Vigonte. Thank you, Ma'am Gemma, and God bless from Ma'am Ruela Pancho. Also, thank you so much, Ma'am Gemma, from Ma'am Ivy. So a lot of words that would say thank you, Ma'am Gemma, also from Ma'am Piligrina. All right. So thank you, Ma'am Gemma from Ma'am Hazel Bolotalo. And also thank you very much to all the participants who participated. Indeed, your participation is very much important for the success of this session. Okay, so while waiting for our health break, so once again, let me thank our EPS for English, Sir Pablito Villalon, for having this opportunity to share, and also, of course, our participants for sharing your time. I know it's not easy, no, to have to find connections for the internet, because there are some who have really poor internet connection, but still we manage to look for a place where we can connect, and that's indeed something that we should also acknowledge. Thank you very much, our dear participants, because that is because of your call for knowledge, in order for us, of course, to answer the call for learning. All right. So thank you. Thank you. So prepare your questions. Okay. So prepare your questions so that later, as we go on with our Q&A, we can proceed with answering those questions. So for now, there are no questions yet. So I believe, no, Ma'am Gemma, for that explanation and discussion, many of our participants have understood the topic that we had discussed. So, but anyway, it's better also to just share also some of our queries, especially if it confuses you regarding the things that we discuss. Okay, so health breaks up, and we will be back. Pasignay ganahan mga friends ninyo sa Uban schools. You can also post your shout out para maka-shout out ta while having health break. By the way, thank you to all those who participated. Mga active yun kayo ni ato ang participants sa CD1. Okay? Nya, nag-answer yun sila sa mga questions ni Ma'am Gemma. This afternoon, we'll have another speaker. So, andamata. And again, let's make ourselves ready for it, because again, these sessions were all interrelated, just like what Ma'am Gemma has mentioned a while ago about teaching grammar communicatively. There is an interrelatedness or interconnectedness. So these sessions, from session 1, session 2, down to session 6 tomorrow, so these are all interconnected for us to be ready to, of course, acquire the knowledge on how are we going to teach grammar using the CLT, or the communicative language teaching. Okay, Ma'am Gemma, here are a lot of acknowledgements also. Great message of thanks from Veronica. I'm grateful for the knowledge shared to us this morning, Ma'am Gemma. It is much appreciated. Thank you so much, Ma'am Gemma, for that time. Shout out also to Tubigon West Central High School teachers, Ma'am Minda, Ma'am Cecilia, Ma'am Love, Ma'am Sheila, Ma'am April. How are you there? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you are enjoying our session. No? All right. So shout out also to all English teachers of Calapi District, especially from Calapi National High School. Okay, good morning to everyone there in Calapi National High School. Shout out also to junior high school English teachers sa Lourdes National High School of Panglao. All right. So I used to be in Crystal Lake College before, so my heart is very close to Lourdes National High School. We have a lot of students from there. So shout out to all of you. Salute for producing quality students. Shout out also to my classmates in college, Ma'am Kathleen, Ma'am Charmaine, Ma'am Feby, and Ma'am Dana. That is from Justin Arizola. Okay, so daghan kayo sila, no? Nag-enjoy. I hope you're enjoying. Kaya nga no, karon manggod, we are actually having this virtual session. Some are actually doing a group virtual session. So they're gathered together in one venue, of course, observing the proper health protocols, just of course to learn about this CLT thing, no? So shout out to Fermin Tayabas National High School, Calapi District Junior High School teacher. Wow, shout out sa taga Calapi. from Liza Prospero. Shout out also to all junior high school English teachers of Dawis National High School from Janilyn Aranza. So shout out. And also to senior high school teachers there in Dawis National High School. I have a friend there. Shout out also. I think Ma'am Rose Michelle is from there. So shout out also. Congrats, my friend Gemma. Superb performance from your friend, Ma'am Gemma, si Ma'am Zenona. All right. Thank you, Ma'am Zenona. Okay, shout out also to all junior high school English teachers of Kawayanan National High School from Febe. So hello there, teachers in Kawayanan National High School. I hope no with this virtual gathering we are now getting to know more about ourselves kay we become connected because when we do face to face our connection is like limited, but with this virtual, even if we are not together physically, we are now gaining friends, no new friends through these virtual sessions that we have. Okay? So ready na ba? Nakahuman na ba sa health break ang ato ang mga kaubanan diha nga mga ni-appeal sa ato ang session free for day 2. Shout out to all. Hello there, Ma'am Justin, miss ya. From Feby, Ma'am Justin. Classmate siguro ni sila or friend, no? Okay? Hmm. Hello there. How about from the people in the division of Bohol also? They're actually monitoring us na yung mga IT experts na to diha. Simultaneously monitoring our sessions from CD1, CD2, CD3, and of course, each CDs are divided into two, which is for elementary, and we have also from secondary. So hello there to our IT experts. Thank you very much for all the technical supports that you have provided to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, ayaw mo kalimot mga participants, no? Pagpasalamat po diya. Kung asa mo ka nahimutan, I'm in the house of a friend. So, salamat kayo for accommodating me, Sir Evilio Anunciado, our ALS teacher in Inabanga North District. And I know ang atong uban po nga mga participants diha sa mga tagsa-tagsa ka mga schools or districts, you also have your places there nga nahiluna mo in your friend's house or wherever you are. So you acknowledge them for, of course, accommodating. Okay? So while listening to Ma'am Gemma, okay, snacks din panagsa, no? Para di tagot mo. Shout out to my English teacher way back in high school, Ma'am Dolores Mecabani. Hi, Ma'am. That is from Ma'am Ivy. Okay, Ma'am Ivy. So, nagkauban na gyud sa Department of Education. Mao gyud na, Ma'am. No? Just like Ma'am Veronica Torre, she was my student also in Crystal College, and now we are already part of the department. And that makes us happy as teachers. You know what Sir Bianito shared to me when I was there interviewing him for our Kabilin publication? Like, he said, a success of a teacher actually would matter if somebody from your students would go further, higher in rank than you. So kung teacher 1 kuno ta, kung ay ma-teacher 2 or teacher 3 ngatong estudyante, then meaning you are effective as teacher 1. If you are a school head and somebody also will become a supervisor under you, you are effective as a school head. Ingana ko na ingon si Sir Bianito. That's how we measure success. Okay? I hope we will also produce some better, and that's our purpose actually why we're having this. Okay, shout out to Ma'am Malalis, my former cooperating teacher in Calape. Wow, Ma'am Justin is shouting you out, Ma'am. So, ikaw gina-guide niya pag kuan niya practice teach diha sa Calape. Hi, Ma'am Justin. Thank you for remembering. Okay, ni-reply po si Ma'am Malalis, Ma'am Justin. Shout out to the English teachers of Busao National High School. Hello there, teachers of Busao National High School. I hope you're enjoying there, no, together in your school if you are there. Okay, so having this virtual session. Ano ba yung mga questions? Okay, na yung mga questions ba nato? By the way, let me remind everyone to please be, of course, conscious now of our videos. Might as well we have to check whether we are open, or especially our microphones, our videos, and try to check our view there. You can actually view it in your camera, no? So that of course because there are I think Sir Pablito is also monitoring us now. Our participation is very much monitored, and Sir Pablito is very strict with that. In fact, yesterday there are schools which were called out. So thank you for those who have been very active in participating day in the morning and in the afternoon, and even karon naa din karon sa ato ang session number 3. Thank you very much. Shout out to the English teachers of Congressman Pablo Malasarte National High School from Ma'am Annabel. Shout out to you there. Hello mga maestra diha sa Congressman Pablo Malasarte National High School. Thank you, speakers, for the knowledge you imparted to us. It will help a lot. Thank you so much, speakers. We are surely grateful to share also and to hear your messages to us as of course that you are satisfied, no? Kay mao ra gyud untan po na amo ang mga kanang ma-compensate with this, okay? And we do hope also that soon a lot of us will be part of this kind of activity wherein you will become also the speakers, no? Soon it will be your time, all right? So don't stop believing and continue to just do what you do. Di ba, Ma'am Gemma?
Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir. Anyway, I know that the learnings that they get today are only a refreshment of what they have learned several years ago.
Yes, because we have already been introduced by CLT. In fact, in the senior high school curriculum, we have there a subject for oral communication in context. Actually, teaching grammar communicatively is part of the competency that is being taught to our students. So now our senior high school students are already aware about this communicative language teaching. Okay, thank you, Sir Felix, for remembering us. Together with me is Ma'am Shera Abuhan Lagas. Hi, Ma'am Shera. Uh, hi. Regards to you and your sister as well, Ma'am Bernadette. No, si Ma'am Bernadette na nasa division of Tagbilaran City. So, hi there, Ma'am Veron and Ma'am Shera. Okay, murag wala na yung mga pangutana. Wala ba yung mga pangutana? Ma'am Gemma, what can you say to our participants?
Sir, thank you so much for all of you, CD1 Junior High School teachers. I am to be with you this morning, and I am very proud that you have and you have participated in all the activities given to you. Thank you so much. God bless.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Gemma Kakar, for that wonderful session. And of course, very fruitful for all of us. Sir Ronilo, is there any instructions, Sir Ronilo?
Yes, Sir Felix. Is my voice clear, Sir Felix?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, before I'm gonna give further instructions, I would like to thank our speaker today, Dr. Gemma Kalakar, for a well-presented topic on integrating grammar into a skill-based
For your
lesson.
support. You're very,
Then
sir,
we
esteemed.
learned, yes, we learned a lot, ma'am, from your discussion. Again, Ma'am Gemma, you've just delivered the goods today successfully. Thank you very, very much. Before I proceed, Sir Felix, let me share some few but very important reminders about the attendance of our participants. Gahapon man gud kay we're expecting close to 100 participants, and then ang na received na ako sa akong end is only 60. And then
Okay.
I raised this concern to Sir Pabs. We have to make sure that every school in CD1 is represented. So what I did, akong gi-collect ag data, then I found out nga na mga schools nga kanang na ay wala nag-send og participants. Let me share with you the record that I have here on my screen. I want to know if the schools that were not able to send their participants yesterday are able to do it now. Can you see that? Madunggan pa ko, Sir Felix.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Madungog kayo, sir.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it
Yes, sir.
displaying? Is it displaying,
Loud
sir,
and
in your
clear.
screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, we don't have a participant coming from Bagong Banwa High School. Is there someone here from Bagong Banwa? You may unmute your microphone, please. Bagong Banwa High School?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. How about anyone from Busao National High School?
Hello, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Kaning
Okay.
Dilapas High School? How about this one, De La Paz High School?
Present, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. How about anyone from Hanupol National High School? Reminding our participants to please mute your microphone. If you're not talking, please mute your microphone to not disrupt us here. Anyone from Hanupol National High School, please? How
Sir,
about,
Sir Ronilo,
yes, ma'am. May I know who's this, ma'am?
Ma'am Marilo, sir. Okay, the principal, Ma'am Virgilio Stre, had informed
Mm.
us that one of her teacher, the mother of the one of her teacher, passed away yesterday. So, as for our excuse that
Okay, ma'am Lot. Okay,
she
ma'am Lot.
cannot attend the webinar today.
Maybe, hopefully, ma'am, we can have one participant from Hanupol National High School tomorrow. I guess Ma'am Lustre is joining right now. Na ba si Ma'am Lustre or ni out na? Okay, we will proceed. How about our participants coming from Lourdes National High School in Cortez? Do we have one?
Present.
Do we have one participant from Lourdes High School in Cortez?
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Present.
ma'am. Thank you, thank you. How about our participants from Modesto Otida High School? Mod- Modesto Autida High School? Na ba ani? For a while ha, kayo nagsaba. For a while. Ma Ma'am Ma'am Ingsha Salibay, please mute your microphone, Ma'am Ingsha. Ma'am Ingsha Salibay. Mm. How about our participants coming from Pagnituan National High School? Na ba ni? Pagnituan National High School? For a while. Pagnituan High School, do we have participants coming from Pagnituan High School? Wa gyapon ni Jama. How about Ponciano El Pade National High School? Wala pa. How about San Roque Integrated School?
Present, sir.
Are you from San Roque Integrated School, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am Sira Palwa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Again, once again, I'm reminding all our participants to not miss out our time in and time out. We have time in link per session. We also have time out link per session. Dili kalimtan kay again, the management, the higher management is strictly monitoring our attendance. We have to adhere to our attendance kay so man kami po makasaban ani og dili ta magtarong sa atong attendance. I think that is clear, and hopefully daghan ta og ma-record today kay namon ko gibuhat nga action ani. Uh, Sir Felix, do we have questions, Sir Felix?
Okay.
I mean questions coming from our participants, sir.
All right. So do you have any questions? Our dear participants, please write it on the chat box so that we could reply or respond on it. So please don't be shy. Don't be afraid to post your questions anyway. We are here to actually share ideas. We're just like you again also that we are also teachers in the Department of Education. So we would like to also just share. So if you have something to share as well, we would be also willing to listen and of course try to put that as one of another part of our learning here today in our session. Nabay mga pangutana for our Q&A. And of course, for whatever nga related sa atong session karon.
Yes, I agree with you, Sir Felix. Ma'am Jem actually had a couple of slides in her presentation.
Yes.
Imposible man jud nga watay mapangutana. So
Yes.
I think no one is volunteering to ask a question. What if we will call names on random, Sir Felix?
Okay. Yeah, that
We'll
can
call
be.
names in random. We will call names and random. If they don't have questions, let them just share anything,
Sige, sige. All right.
whatever practice they have related to the topic today.
Okay, let me look into the participants. Okay, let's hear from Ma'am Ruela Pancho. Are you there? Ma'am Ruela, please unmute your mic, Ma'am Ruela Pancho. Ma'am Ruela. Oh, wala si Ma'am Ruela. Okay, by the way, naining ko under listening from Governor Jacinto Borja National High School. Thank you for this opportunity. Di ba? From Ma'am Nemesia. Ma'am Nemesia, Nemesia Libranza. How about sharing, ma'am, about your
Mm.
experience this morning? If any learning you get from the session? Ma'am Nemesia.
Medyo na late ko karong muntag sir kay man ko sa medyo late na ko pero
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for making effort to attend. How about Ma'am Maria Michelle Salinas? Ma'am Maria Michelle, can you share to us your learnings regarding the session of Ma'am Kalakar? Mangunay na lang ta kay naman tayo estudyante din. Ma'am Veronica Lorete. Let me hear your voice, Ma'am Veron. Please share to us your learnings. Please unmute your mic.
Good morning, sir. I would like to share just few points or the salient points of what I've learned today, the tapestry approach. It is integrative in nature, and in this approach, teachers are the gatherer of information, the decision maker, and also the facilitator activities. In this approach also, students are exposed in English, the language learners or English language learners are exposed to authentic language, and they will interact naturally to English. Murag related ra po siya sa discussion ni Mughapon, sir. And for them to understand English is for them to use it in their daily conversations, life experience.
Okay, yeah, that's very good. That's actually very important. Some more, Ma'am Veron?
I guess that's all, sir. I would like to give also a chance to others.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Veron, for that sharing of idea. Yes, indeed, there is always an interrelatedness of our topics, no, in grammar and in language. So, of course, it's very important for us teachers to know how to facilitate, especially in identifying the needs of our learners, so that we could also respond to them appropriately. Because sometimes our moves or actions might not be hitting the target. We are going on a different direction where, in fact, our student is on the other way. So we have to know them, just like the activities that Ma'am Dr. Kalakar has presented to us. So we should know who is this, who is that, and who are this. So mo na atong ikuan. Any other sharing of ideas? How about from let's see, Ma'am Feby. Hi, Ma'am Feby. Ma'am Feby, please unmute your mic, Ma'am Feby. You can kindly share your, if you have a question, you raise it. If you don't have any question, at least you share your learning for this session. Ma'am Feby? Nag-asa ni si Ma'am Feby. Hi, Ma'am Feby. Oh, murag nagikuan sila, sir. Busy sila, sir. Sige, mangita taglain, sir. Nalagi ni Ron. Si Ma'am, kayo naglisod kog basa sa ngana ni Ma'am baon sa ipagbasa. Ma'am Ella Jertuyak. How do we pronounce your name, ma'am? Please unmute your mic and share something that you learned from our session.
Good morning, sir. It's Elia Gier, sir.
Elia Gier. Okay. Hi, Ma'am Elia Gier.
Yes, good morning and good morning to Dr. Kalakar. If grammar can be taught at various points in the lesson, And if grammar can be taught with other skills, it can also be taught with other subjects, sir, just like mathematics and science, especially if there is
Yes.
a problem, the mathematical problem, because if the students do not understand the problem because they have a
Mhm.
problem with the grammar, so
Yes.
dili jud sila makasolve.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
it,
so
sir.
thank you, Ma'am Eliager. Okay, so thank you very much, Ma'am. Yes, indeed, it's true. Because it's a challenge actually to us English teachers, or I mean language teachers, because our students are having difficulty with word problems, with problems in science, and with comprehension in some of the activities in other subjects, because the language is English, and it's a challenge for us because we are the ones who teach them how to acquire and understand the language. So their performance in other subjects might be affected because of our also in teaching them how to acquire the language. That's how big our roles are as English teachers. Thank you, Ma'am Eliager, for that sharing of your idea. How about Ma'am Gemma? Do you have anything to add on to what Ma'am Elia has shared? Ma'am Gemma or Sir Runilo, do you have anything to add
Yes,
on
yes.
to?
Yes, Sir Felix. I really like what Ma'am Tuyak has
Yes.
mentioned earlier. Uh, in my case, I am a school head. I am a school principal. Um, I always told I always remind my teachers to also teach language, even if they're not handling English subjects. We all know that English is the medium of instruction for math, for science. Many of the subjects using English as the medium of instruction. If those if the teachers of of those subjects will help English teachers, diba, teach also language or incorporate language, that can be very very effective for our students to be more immersed or to be more exposed to the language. Uh, Language teaching is not just the job of an English major. I think
Yes.
it's
Yes, sir.
everyone's responsibility. Um,
Yeah.
those teachers who are using English as the medium of instruction has also to master language teaching, not
Yes.
just fully focus on math or in science. Why not integrate English or whatever it is in teaching those subjects? In the way I observe my teachers, I always uh, include language use. For example, a science teacher, when I'm observing him or her in the classroom, the first thing that I'm going to comment is how effective that teacher is when it comes to language use.
Yeah.
Very important. That's what I do as a school principal in my level.
Wow. So you're indeed someone who really is very particular to it also. And that's actually good, sir, for
Yeah,
being
yes,
a
sir.
principal like you. Okay. Teachers also need actually encouragement from the school heads.
Yes,
No?
sir.
Yes,
Because
sir.
if
So,
school heads does not also encourage their teachers to do that, probably they will just say that okay, it doesn't matter as long as I'm doing this and doing that. No one is telling me what to do. Sometimes they need also our guide. Ma'am Gemma, do you have something to say?
okay. Okay, sir. I really agree with you, Sir Ronello and Sir Felix, that it's not only English teachers who will watch the students in terms of grammar, but also other teachers. I'm sure all teachers have gone to grammar lessons. So even if they are not English teachers, they can also teach grammar in their own subjects, especially the science teachers and the math teachers. And I'm just I'm just hoping that all teachers will be injecting also the English campaign in their classrooms, because as what I have observed, some of the teachers from other subjects will just say, sa English teacher, na sila ra mag-in-English. So there is really a mastery of speaking the language if all of the subjects teachers are using the medium of instruction in where they are going to let their students speak the English so that there will be mastery.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you for that, Dr. Kalakar. Yeah, indeed. Because of course, as teachers now in this generation, remember that our students may be soon to become a math teacher, an English teacher, an engineer, or whoever he wanted to be or he wants to be in the future. And then they need to have, of course, this acquisition of language because they will use it. If they become English math teachers soon in the future and they already have acquired a language during this time in their junior high school years, probably they would be more effective as math teachers, as science teachers, and as other teachers using the language. Or even if they wouldn't become teachers, they probably would be effective in their respective fields once they're so good at using the language, meaning it doesn't even to be that fluent, but at least they could be understandable, they could share, and they're actually at least an edge over the others. So that's what we are trying to actually target here. I hope that these sessions that we have for this 3-day webinar would be very much useful and a realization for all of us English teachers that we should link, no, we should link the gap between or among the other subjects to English, wherein they will just simply say this. There's a stereotype like it's only the English teachers who are good at English. No, that's not the case. Actually, there are already other teachers who are very good in speaking English. They're not just recognized, or because they were just being carried by some who would also like to wash their hands and stay away from being asked to do the English things like being host, being whoever. So do the communication thing. So that should not be the case here. So it should be like everyone, because we are taught in the junior high school and in our
Mm-hmm.
elementary years. That's basic. Language acquisition is basic. And of course, in application, when we go to the field. So it's not an excuse that they are not having this major, that they are not good at it. Probably we cannot also blame them because, of course, now our generation is already a product of the previous generation. That's why yesterday's session, Agi mentioned, I think with Sir Jesolo, we cannot teach the way we teach and that 10 years ago. And that's our method still now. We need to also be relevant, no? So that's how we should do. Naikuan dire sir ni Ma'am Feby, message niya sa chat box, it is indeed a challenge to all teachers. In our case, we find it difficult to strictly apply the English-only policy at school since some teachers, other subject teachers, won't obey or follow it. Like students, they also have the same mindset or being afraid to commit mistakes or be humiliated for not having fluency. So mo na siguro ang naka-challenge yun na to, sir, no? But of course,
Yes.
with mm, sir,
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
with school heads like you sir and like some of us who are newly also being appointed as school heads, that also is a challenge for us. Like we would also want other teachers already do the same with English teachers. That's the most fun when we're developing our students. Napoy gingon ni Ma'am Zinona dire sir, can we teachers design supplementary grammar exercises to the last whenever it is necessary? I think with Sir Pablito, there's actually murag sa division nato namang gud tay gitawag nato o kanang centralized, no, nga las. But for supplementary grammar exercises, that's actually okay, ma'am, because that is part of your intervention. Okay, that's part of the intervention. Kay nakita siguro nato nga naglisod sila apas ani mga last, although the last were crafted by chosen ones and they were evaluated and they were also what do you call this? Kanang sa LR bitaw sa Ronilo sa tawagan ni ana nila,
Quality
the
assured.
quality check o quality
Mm-mm.
assured. So
Mm-mm.
still nagyapon na yung mga areas nga gray, no? Like depende man gud na sa environment, depende pod sa kanang resources sa atong mga estudyante. So I think in my case for you Ma'am Zenona, it would be okay because that's just a supplementary grammar
Yeah.
exercise, yeah, to support the last nga gi-provide sa division. Sir Ronelo, do you agree?
Yes, no problem with supplementary materials, sir, to, di ba, to support what's given by our department. That's a very, very good initiative, Ma'am Zinona.
Yeah, you can.
I would also,
Ma'am Gemma?
Sir, I would also like to add something based on my experience, sir. When I was yet handling grade 7, English 7, so because at present I'm handling English 10 and English 9. So before, when I was handling English 7, I think it's very important for the students to have a very good foundation about grammar. So what I did, on my first week of classes, dili ko maghatag nila sa mga katong DLP activities or modules or whatsoever. What I will do is I have to give them the grammar rules, exercises on grammar on my first week. So that's what I did, so that they can master grammar in their day-to-day conversation. So, wala akong gibuhat.
So meaning the grammar activities are only serving as just like what Ma'am Zenon has mentioned as supplementary
Yes,
activities,
sir.
Ma'am Gemma, no? But of
Yes,
course,
sir.
in our approach in teaching, you are already communicative in approach. Like from the rules of grammar that were being given to them, they already are applying it using our realistic
Yes,
activities that would
sir.
enhance our students' speaking abilities. Ana. Okay? And to add on also, murag kanamang supplementary grammar exercises as actually are pwede na nato ma-support pod sa ato ang RPMS, no? Kay kana add-on man na unya makuan po na tato sa ato ang SBM kay naman na siya, it will always be evaluated. Ma'am Gemma or sige, share pa mo para at least ma-discuss nato kay naman tayo
Sir
mga
Felix,
schoolmates.
can I add something, sir?
Sir Paul.
All right, because I'm just the question of Ma'am Zenona, I think I'm trying to ask you, Ma'am, is that grammar activity that you're going to include in your this first grading period is a part of the last, or is it part of the last, or is it just a separate material? Because we understand that the division office is trying to have a unified last, and then the content of the last that is checked and evaluated by the QA team is going to be the entire same content in the field. So I am just trying to ask if that supplementary grammar activities that you're trying to write is an annexes, or is it an annex of the last that is provided by the division? Because if that is an annex, that I think would serve as a separate grammar activities. However, if that is incorporated in the last, that would actually be part of it. It's part of the content of the last. So I'm trying to ask Ma'am Zenona if that is a separate activity in the last, or is it incorporated in the last itself? Is Ma'am Zenona around to answer that, Ma'am? Are you trying to mean that the supplementary grammar activities that you're trying to write in your last part of the last content, or is it an annex?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, sir, in grade 10, there is less emphasis on grammar. So I am planning to design supplementary exercises, not part of the last, but additional exercises.
Okay. If that is a separate one from the last, not in the content of the last that is checked by the division office, that would mean the purpose of the supplementary grammar exercises. I really thought that you are going to integrate that in the content of the last, because there was no orientation as we're going to change whatever is written in the writers, because that was already checked by the QA team. However, if we are going to add something like supplementary activities in addition to the last, I think that would go through the QA in school level, like the master teacher in the subject, for example, and the school head. I think it has to be checked also by the head of the department, for example, because sometimes if we're going to integrate something that is in addition to our last, perhaps there might be some kind of mistakes or sometimes of flaws or errors. So that would be good, ma'am, that we will include that. But however, it has to be QA by the expert in a school, like master teacher in English, like the school head.
Yes, sir. I am also a last writer in English 10, sir.
Okay, ma'am. And then how about the other teachers in school also? When you say QA, it does not need to be just the writer itself who will do the QA, but it has to be somebody else in school that would also help us track something.
Oh, that is just my own way of integrating grammar in English 10, because there is less emphasis in grammar in our year level.
Right. Are you referring to exercises like the formative exercises? Are you referring to that?
Yes, sir. For instance, sir, the competency is compare and contrast. So I think as supplementary, I can give exercises on how students can use the words that they should use in comparing and contrasting.
Okay. So like a different set of activities, ma'am, that would highlight the competency, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Sir Paul, let me also add on. No? Actually, what Ma'am Zinona is trying to do with the initiative that she has, it's actually very much relevant to what we are doing now, the CLT. Because in the CLT, teaching grammar communicatively, as we have emphasized that we are trying to deal with the skills that is less mastered. Once we know that that is the one less mastered by our students, then it becomes necessary. Diba? So in the presentation yesterday, nakita man nato kung unsa nga skill that needs attention whenever necessary, right? As what Ma'am Zinona has also asked, no, whenever necessary. That's good because that's where CLT comes in actually. So we provide them with activities using the CLT approach, and if there's a particular skill that was being noticed nga murag lack sila or less ang ilahang skill ana, then you can do supplementary activity so that it would be answered. That's actually the general essence of CLT. So thank you for that, Ma'am Zenona. You already are really practicing that principle.
Thank you very much, sir.
Napay sharing lain?
Would like also to answer that, Sir Felix, that since CLT is part of the integration of grammar to what is already been there in the last, we will also try to notice, we will also try to be vigilant, like the activities that we will add will not give somehow burdens to our students, that is doable in their part, because that activity there is already allotted for a certain time that is for the students to work on. Perhaps because if we are going to give too much for some kind of activities or grammar exercises in addition to what is there already, that would probably give some kind of burdens to the students that they cannot do it exactly because it's too much for them. So we will just try to trim down or just try to do something that we think that is doable.
Of course. Yeah, we have to consider those things as well. Sir Ronilo?
I agree with Sir Paul. There's no problem with crafting supplementary materials for our students, but it has to be quality assured at the school level. The point of Sir Paul is, for me, very very nice to be, diba, to be applied in our level. Kay di man ko puta ng teachers did. Maybe this teacher think that he's doing good on that material, pero for the others it's not that good. So it's important to have a committee at the school level to quality assured even those supplementary materials at the school level. There's one message here, Sir Felix.
At least they're looking into also the technicality of it kay para to avoid also like posting kana bitang mga erroneous activities
yes sir.
to avoid such kay ma-question po na, especially if it's supplementary, it would carry our name, and then we are also having a heading like the division of Bohol, and the division could also just say why is it that they're doing that, and we are having a separate we are already having a unified last. But then again, if it's a supplementary, we have to just also have a quality assurance team to check on that, just like Sir Ronilo and Sir Paula said. Okay, Sir Ronilo?
There's one message here coming from Justine Arizola. As a teacher, I learned that I need to assess the level of my students, tap their prior knowledge and their skills in reading, writing, speaking, listening, so that I know their level. I could provide activities suited to their level and interest. Also, grammar should be taught in pre, during, and post lesson, or the most needed point. This was mentioned by our speaker a while ago. Indeed, we need to provide more practice exercises for our students by providing video lessons. That's what she is saying here, Sir Felix.
Maybe Ma'am Gemma will have something to add on to this, or would you like to say something on the learning that or the realization that Ma'am Justin has shared to us, Ma'am Gemma?
Yes, sir. I agree with Ma'am Justin that we have to provide more practice exercises to students to master the skills or provide video lessons. We should not only depend on what is given from the division office or the class that has been distributed to the field, but we have also to craft our own as teachers, as English teachers, in order to supplement the learnings or supplement the what's given from the division office.
Okay, thank you,
So that
Ma'am.
mastery level will be achieved, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Gemma. Ma'am Marilu Arbasto also shared there are supplementary materials given by our LRMD office, and we are encouraged to use it. these materials contain grammar drills and exercises that are helpful for our learners. Yeah, it's true. There are actually available supplementary materials. And if, just like what Ma'am Zenona, she's already practicing or she's planning to do it, like we can also, from the quality assurance team in our school, we can also actually submit that to the division level for quality assurance to be accepted in the LR, which of course will be published in our official LRMDS page. Of course, having your name, that would contribute also to your achievement as a teacher. Ma'am Marilu?
I agree,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I agree, sir. I am the LR coordinator in our district, and we are we are encouraged by our LRMD's officer, Ma'am Joy Ernico, to use the materials given by our division. So some of us are hesitant to give those materials, considering that there are students will not return it after the school year. So let us not be hindered by those problems. What is more important is we will be able to be able to send this, give this to our learners for them to use. Our department has paid a lot for these materials. I mean, in fact, the teachers are not using these materials.
All right. So thank you for that, Ma'am Marilu. It's really good to have this discussion. No, thank you also to our participants, no, na nag-share good mo inyong questions and ideas. Kaya come up with ni siya. So if there are available resources in our LRMDS, so or LRMD office, so might as well let's just try to access it. Vaccine, of course, it would be fit to our students. No, I think it would be fit depending on the need nga atong na-discover from the different activities that we have provided them. Okay, it's available. It's only that we may lack knowledge about how to access it. Okay, and with platforms like this, with teams like this, with you being participants in these sessions like today and yesterday, you're already free to ask questions so that we can share also our knowledge about these things. Kay lain-lain man tao expertise when it comes to the where we are, like in writing I-plans, DLP, napunta di ay sa LRMD. So these are very much useful, and in the perspective also of the school head and the perspective of the teachers, it's good to share, no? At least may bauta. Napabailain. Ma'am Gemma, do you have something to say?
Okay, excuse me, sir. Can I add
Yes,
something,
ma'am.
sir? Okay, these materials are already printed and distributed
Okay.
to our schools.
Mm-hmm.
So, murag nauwahi lang. And
Okay.
other teachers found it not relevant kay not part in the curriculum, and I'm sorry, in the milk.
Yeah.
But these are supplementary handbooks. Murag siya gibound na sa siya, sir, na
Yes.
kanang all exercises, drills, and grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So naana na siya gipanghatag sa LR. The LRMD released that murag hapit that third quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So kanang ato na ipanghatag sa students, at least mabasa-basa sa mga students.
Yes.
Printed na, they will not be anymore accessing the Ped Commons. Those materials are already printed, hardbound. So you try to check with your librarian or kanang school LR coordinator in your school, and try to ask whether they have received materials like that I mentioned, hardbound. Nga.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Marilu. Okay, Sir Ronilo?
Again, we're still asking our participants to drop their questions in the chat box if you have. Murag wa man sinangingog ani. Please take note that our focus this 3-day activity is communicative language
Language
teaching, and then you're
teaching.
not talking. No one's talking.
But anyway,
I
it's still.
mm,
Sige, sir.
yes,
Sige,
sir.
sir.
I've I've read that one of the objectives today is kanang mentioned ni Ma'am Jem was to understand why grammar and language skills shall be taught together, di ba Ma'am Jem?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Why grammar understand why grammar and language skills shall be taught together. Can you give an elaboration on this, Ma'am Jem, for our participants to?
Sir, they should be taught together, sir, because when students speak, because some of the students will just speak without the use of, without minding up the rules in grammar. So it's also very important for the teachers to watch if the students are giving the right construction of their sentence when they speak it out. That is why it is the rule of the teacher, English teacher specifically, to see to it that the students are speaking uh, English correct grammar use.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Jem. So grammar and language, no? Acquisition should always go together. Sir Ronilo, murag wala may nangutana kayo na. I believe murag nakasabot yun siguro ni based from the discussion
Igutom
also
na,
it was
sir.
very clear. Probably murag igutom gyud po siguro ang uban
Yes, sir.
na.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Sir
This is not a
Ronilo,
question, sir, but I'd like to
Yes.
add something, Sir Felix.
Yes, Sir Paul.
With regards to the QA, so it's good that we are going to submit our QA to the division in a hope that we can also have our credit after all, because we can use that as our intervention materials innovation, for example, instructional materials. However, that would take too long if that will go through the division office, because then we're immediately using that particular material. If, for example, that is used, for example, this week, that is part of the MALC or MELC for this week, and you would want it to reach to the division and it would go back a little later. So that would not be used by the student. So in our case, there's a committee in our district, which is the quality assurance team composed of master teachers in a particular subject. So if you are not confident in your school that your work will be checked by the committee team or the QA team, then you can also refer to the district, wherein the group of expert in the district will have to QA that one, because if there might be something, a problem of that material, the QA team will stand for it, that they're accountable for it, because that has already been QA'd. That's what happens in our district. There is a team of quality assurance committee for a particular subject like English. In that case, I do not know in the other district if they practice that.
How about in your district, Sir Felix? Do you have a committee, sir?
For the
QA committee, sir, at the district level?
Yeah, actually we have that would go to the LR coordinator in the district, because in the school level there's also our school LR coordinator. Of course, they will be the ones to assess, no, in the school level. And then after which, if teacher would have this interest in wanting to submit it to the division office for credit, just for promotion purposes, then it would be through the district LR.
District.
Yeah, and the district LR also has a team to quality assure it before it would reach the division office, LRMD office, kay para at least the LRMD in the division level will already have to just verify and reassess if it is really worthy of being published part of the system sa LRMD. That's actually how it is being practiced, kay we have to follow the protocol.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Napo ko lagi dugan, sir, ha? Because when it comes to dapat tinangutan na ganiha nga, how about the other subjects for teaching mathematics or other subjects or using the medium of instruction, which is English? It was also asked during the original training. It happens. It was also asked in one of the participants, and I could still remember how the speaker answered it. Like, since all of us here participants are English majors, so the thing that we're going to do is we will strengthen the foundation of our students in the language, in the CLT, and we will try to advocate that to other teachers who are also using the subject through the school head. So we will be the frontliners. We'll be leading the team of the team of teachers, because we cannot really have to carry all the burdens alone by our shoulders, but we will have to include other teachers as well to be part of the campaign for English. So we will have to start it in ourselves. We will strengthen it in ourselves because the other subjects will follow, and of course with the guidance of the school head.
The school head.
Okay, Sir Paul. Thank you very much, Sir Paul. At least our teachers now who are participating would know that our school heads are actually, of course, are very much supportive with that. Okay, so maybe there's just we just have to communicate as well. Okay, our school heads are very open to it as well. Okay, it should start again, just like what si Ronilo has been doing in his school. Like he always encouraged his teachers to do the English language, to use English language in their instruction, di ba? Na question dire, is diagnostic test recommended to be given at the start of classes? Ma'am Gemma, can you relate this question to the discussion that you have?
Is diagnostic test recommended to be given at the start of the classes? I think for the past years we've been doing that. We were administering diagnostic tests to our students so that we will know in what competency the students have least mastered.
All right.
Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Okay. In the context also of CLT, you should, again, the attitude, the emotional state of the students are very much important, especially also their interest. Then the level of the students as well when it comes to the knowledge in grammar rules. So diagnostic test is very much great, is of great help actually to determine the attitude or the level of the student regarding their capacity to acquire the language. So that would be our springboard then on what to do based from the last and the modules that we will be having from the central office or from the division office. So at least we will now have an idea on which part of it would the students have difficulty. And that would be a basis for us to prepare on what supplementary activity we could give them so that it will be more feasible for them to complete or the task that we are asking them to do. So diagnostic tests are, of course, necessary, I think.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I agree with you, sir, because that will also guide not only the students of their strength and weakness, but it also guide the teachers how far does she has to go through in the next lessons to come. How does he intervenes? Because the diagnostic result will tell us what the students need exactly. So that is that is why we are recommended in our first distribution actually for the school year. We're not going to distribute the first module with all of the milk yet, but we are asked to distribute the diagnostic test. That is the recommendation of the division office during the exit concert that we're going to have the diagnostic.
Yeah.
So that is recommended.
Yeah. So thank you, Sir Paul. So I hope we are clear with this. So diagnostic tests are necessary for that matter, and especially, of course, when we are trying to use the CLT approach. Another question, can you give other ways on how we can teach the micro and macro skills simultaneously, Ma'am Gemma?
Okay, actually, sir, there are a lot of ways, so many ways that we have studied during our college time or high school time. There are a lot of ways. And one way that I can share to you, Ma'am Feby, I did this several times in my classes. Depending on the level of the students. For example, I will be giving them something to eat, peanut. So I'll have to put the peanut on the chairs of the students. Then by that peanut, I will let them speak or say something about it. If they cannot speak, I'll let them write anything that they want to say about it, about the material that I'm giving to the students. And another one, I also have the differentiated instruction. I have to assign each group on what to do. For example, one group will be doing song composition, another one is dance drama, and another group, and so on and so on. And then after that, I'll have to give evaluation. So all of the students can evaluate what the work of each group has been delivered. So that's what I did, Ma'am Febby.
Okay, so Ma'am Feby, so I hope you got something from Ma'am Gemma's sharing. How about any other, Sir Paul, you would like to add something?
Sir Felix,
Ma'am Marilo?
I think we have overtime. So I
Okay.
think our time is 11:30 and we should end at 11. So I think there are no questions now coming from our participants. Again, if they want to ask some queries, so they may chat that to the particular speaker, or send messages to the speaker if they want more clarifications, if they want clarifications and more inputs from the speaker.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Marilu. So for those who have questions and queries, we have actually our Facebook group. So you can just post it there so we could answer it simultaneously with the rest of the training team and also of the colleagues here in CD1. We have a lot of experts in CD1 actually who are also participating now. So we can share it here in our FB group. And please don't forget our day 2 session 3 timeout link. It's posted in the chat box by Sir Ronilo. Please check it out and answer that particular form for you to be recorded as being the participant of the this session, morning session of Ma'am Gemma Kalakar. So thank you very much, everyone. So we'll be back at Sir Ronilo 1 p.m. Okay, we'll
Yes,
be back.
sir. Yes, sir, Felix. Yes.
Okay, we'll be back at what 1 p.m. this afternoon with another session. So with another speaker. So I hope all the participants will be back. And Sir Nilo, do you have any further instructions before we leave?
Thank you.
Okay
Okay,
na,
so
okay na, sir. Okay na, sir,
okay.
Felix. Okay,
So
sir.
kung wala na, let's call it morning. So let's end the session. So we'll have a lunch and everybody enjoy the lunch. We'll see you this afternoon for another fruitful discussion in relation to teaching grammar communicatively in the Philippines, of course, rolling out here in the division of Bohol. Thank you for all your participation. Thank you, Dr. Gemma Kalakar and the rest of the training team. See you this afternoon and have a happy lunch. Bon appetit, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.